Hi, dog lovers. It's Donna and Tommy, my super lover. He's intense. He's a sweet boy. I wanted to talk about pumpkin to use for an alternative if your dog has diarrhea. Make sure you use 100% pure. Can is fine. Some of the pumpkin is mixed up like for pumpkin pie with some different different ingredients in it. So just make sure it's pure. I would always recommend organic, but non-organic works fine too. It's rich in fiber. It has vitamins in it, minerals. So those are healthy things and works great for firming up the stool. And if your dog does have diarrhea and they're not vomiting, I give it for when that happens to my dog, I give it to them as long as they're not vomiting because they won't keep it down. So they just have diarrhea, even just loose stool. You can give it once or twice if the stool is just loose, and if it firms up, there you go. If it ends up getting loose again, then I would add it back in. If they have full-on diarrhea, I would start adding it to their food. And for a 10-pound dog, you can do 1 tablespoon and up to 4 tablespoons for larger dogs. Probably your largest dog would get the 4 tablespoons and just go in increments like that. So a 30-pound dog, you could do 2 tablespoons, 50-pound dog, 60-pound dog, 3 tablespoons, but I definitely would start off with a smaller amount for the first time. So they've got diarrhea. If my dog has diarrhea, I will start off, of course I have 10-pound dogs, so let's just do it for a 10-pound dog. Well, actually they're 14 pounds. My dog has diarrhea. I'm like, better get some pumpkin in. Then I would do, so 1 tablespoon is my target goal, but for the first time, I would probably add in just like a teaspoon. And then the next time I feed them, 1.5 teaspoons. And then proceed on up to a full tablespoon each time I feed them until the stool is nice and firm. And then again, if I stop the pumpkin, the stool is firm, but then a little, after a day or so that I've stopped the pumpkin, it starts getting loose again, then you can just start slowly adding the pumpkin back in. And pumpkin's totally healthy for them. Again, it's got the fiber, the vitamins, the minerals. Now, if my dog is having diarrhea, a great way to help them out, also get them off their regular food, actually to fast them for 24 hours. But honestly, I have such a hard time doing that. Definitely reduce their food, and you can go, you can cook some rice and add a little bit of broth, just a little bit of chicken broth, bone broth even better, with a little bit of rice. I've also heard that plain yogurt, boiled potatoes with no skin, just small amounts. Generally, I don't use regular potatoes. I use sweet potatoes, but not regular potatoes because they are more of a carbohydrate, and your dog doesn't have a carbohydrate need, which means they don't process them well, which means they kind of clog up their system. And okay, so another thing you can do if your dog's having diarrhea and you want to give them easier foods to digest, you could do a little bit of cottage cheese or a scrambled egg or chicken. So, or I guess even a boiled egg would work. So the chicken and the egg shouldn't have oil and stuff on them. So, and generally when I feed my dogs chicken, I just do boiled chicken. I do fry them in egg with just a little bit of avocado oil in the pan. But you could also steam your egg or poach your egg so you weren't getting any oils in it. So that's what you can do if they're having diarrhea, they're starting to get better. And then you can give them these gentle foods to help them deal with the diarrhea and get over it. So I've done these things many, many times. Generally, I just put the dogs on rice and chicken when they're having stomach issues and or diarrhea, or they had been vomiting, and just give them that for a few meals or a few days, whatever seems appropriate. And of course, you should always check with your vet, but honestly, at this point in my life, with all my holistic research and living this way for myself and seeing the great things that I do, I'm a little hesitant to run to the vet. They often want to put them on antibiotics and pharmaceuticals, and I'm not a fan of that because I can get great results with not using those things, and those things tend to be more of a Band-Aid than an actual fix, like a real fix. So anyway, thanks for watching.